Hi Honey Bunny, thank you so much for checking out this introductory video to give you a taste of what's on offer with the course that I'm doing this summer with the summer school. I'm so excited to be offering this, and the course is based around a theme that's very important to me as a card slinger and a spiritual counsellor. I've been doing this for a while now, quite a few years at this point, and I have quite a big clientele, lots of repeat customers, so I know I must be doing something right when it comes to giving empowering readings that truly make a difference in people's lives. And I've thought over time a lot about the way that I do this and the way I've perfected it, the things I've learned, mistakes I've made, and I've packaged a lot of the different things that I've learned and concluded over time into this course. So I'm more than a little bit thrilled to share it with you. My name is Kellyanne Maddox. I qualified as a spiritual counsellor in 2013, and I have been slinging cards since I was 14. I first started playing with the deck when I was about 13, 14, and I've been giving professional readings for a few years now. Absolutely loving it. I really love my role as a counsellor. I love my role as a tarot reader. I've got a very big back catalogue of videos on YouTube, and that's really how most people know me. And on YouTube I talk about personal development, I talk about freewheeling witchcraft and spirituality, I talk about tarot. I have a series called Tea and Tarot which I've been doing on and off since 2012, and I absolutely love just sitting down with some tea. I love actually nothing more than sitting down with some tea, shuffling the cards, thinking my way through them, feeling my way through them, and really connecting with them. They are a picture book of archetypes that are so powerful and so potent that they've absolutely changed the game. They've changed my life, and I have watched them change the lives of many others since I've had the privilege of doing what I do for a living. So I really am so thrilled by tarot, and I'm always thinking about new ways to make my readings as empowering and as special as they possibly can be. I consider myself to be a perpetual student of tarot. I definitely can teach tarot and I enjoy teaching tarot, but I'm always learning as well. And I think for me that's the bottom line, and that's what makes it so special, is that I'm always a toddler. I always call myself a tarot toddler. I'm never even remotely done. I always feel like I'm only just getting started. With that being said, I tend to feel that making a reading empowering is somewhat of a sort of speciality for me. It's like a superpower. I'm always thinking about how I can put the querent into a position where they are an active participant rather than a passive observer. I'm very careful with how I use language in my readings, and a lot of the course that I'm going to be providing for the summer school is about language. It's about the words and the phraseology that we can put into place to make a reading more empowering or less empowering, to make the querent more active and more involved and more empowered, or more passive and more kind of stagnant and more kind of removed from the meaning of the reading. To me, language is such an important part of what makes a reading empowering, and I can't wait to share with you what kinds of phrases and words and sentence structures I personally use to make sure that I'm always putting the keys into the querent's hands, to make sure that I'm never withholding the information or withholding the sense of power, but always giving it to the querent with every reading that I do. I'm also going to talk about the best way that you can possibly absorb the information that the querent gives to you before the reading starts, so you can actually dissect that information. You can make sure that you are using that information to the absolute best of your ability, so that you can use the cards to give the querent as many high vibe instructional nuggets of wisdom as you possibly can. I'm also going to be talking about spread designs and selecting a spread, selecting the right deck, selecting the right environment, creating the right energy, the right vibe, whether you're doing the readings in person or online. It's really about making sure that you leverage every single opportunity to make the reading as empowered as you can. I'm going to talk about the reasons why you want your readings to be empowered. I'm actually going to give you the intention and the incentive to make the readings empowered. I'm going to talk you through what happens when a querent leaves a reading feeling empowered versus what happens when they feel as though they don't quite have a gist on what they're going to do. They still feel up in the air. They still feel like things are a bit fuzzy and floaty. I'm going to explain why it's so important that you leave a client feeling as though they are filled with intention and as though they have more of a handle on the spectrum of possibility for their situation. And I'll talk you through why that's important in terms of being of service, but also why it's important from a business perspective as well. If you make money slinging cards, or you want to do that in the future, that's going to be a really important little module of the course that I've got coming up. I'm going to to talk you through some of the best practices that I use, that I've devised for my own business, that help my querents to feel as empowered as possible, to feel like they've got the keys in their hands to their own lives and they can really kind of drive wherever they want to go. They feel like the terrain is open to them. They feel like they leave the readings with a sense of purpose, that they feel bolstered, they feel like they have really considered their options, they feel like they've got various things they can do. I'm very action oriented with the readings that I do. I'm always giving homework, and I'm going to teach you about the best ways that you can advise a querent to go on from the reading that they've had into doing work solo that will really empower them and keep them moving forward. So basically I want to teach you the difference between a reading feeling like the end of the process and a reading feeling like the sincere beginning of the process, where you're not only giving the reading, but you're also advising someone how they can move ahead in a positive, intentional, high vibe way. So there's going to be lots of different parts to this, and I'm really excited to share it. You do not have to be a business owner, you don't have to be a professional card slinger to enjoy this course. As long as you're in the realm of reading for other people, giving guidance to other people, whether money is crossing your palm or not, it doesn't matter. If you want to really level up in terms of the readings that you're giving, make them feel super meaningful, really psycho-spiritually nourishing, then this will be a good course for you. I would definitely recommend that if you're not familiar with my videos on YouTube, that you check out a few. My channel is just called Kellyanne Maddox. If you pop over there and check out some videos of mine, because I do have a very distinct way of talking. I'm told that I talk very quickly and I'm quite verbose. I use a lot more words than the average person. So you might not like my particular style of delivery. Do make sure that you're comfortable with the way I deliver things and put things across before you book. But in terms of whether you're a professional, whether you've been reading for years or you've just gotten started, I would say that really it works for people across the board. It will be useful for anybody who really wants to just level up with the readings that they're giving and really cares about the caliber of the readings that they're giving. One disclaimer that I will give you is this is not really going to be suitable for psychics and mediums, people who actually use the cards to foretell the future. So people that use the cards as more of a divinatory system than they use them as a psycho-spiritual aid or guide. And that is because a lot of the teaching that I'm going to be doing around language, empowering phraseology, etc., really puts the power into the querent's hands. It's about the querent designing their future rather than you revealing the future to the querent. So it really depends what kind of belief system you're coming at tarot with. For me, I'm a counsellor and I use tarot as more of an aid in my counselling practice. And whenever I give tarot readings, I'm coming at them from more of a counselling perspective. So my interest is really in inspiring the querent and certainly giving them options and ideas and action plans, but never ever telling them what is going to definitively happen, and never making them feel disempowered at any point by telling them which trajectory to take and being very insistent on that. So I'm all about using language to open up the possibilities and make the querent feel like they are the one in charge. So I will definitely put that disclaimer out there before you go ahead and book. If this sounds like something you could do with, I'd love to have you along for the ride, honey bunny. And if I do get the opportunity to impart some of this knowledge to you, I'll be very, very honoured to do so. Thanks again for checking out my introductory video. Much love. Mwah. Blessed be.